Welcome to episode 82 of Build Your House Yourself University by BYHYU. I'm your host and fellow student, Michelle Nelson, and together we'll learn the basics of home design and construction and demystify the building process so we can better understand our options and build quality dream homes with or without a general contractor. This week, we have the final part of my interview with Sue Burkett of Owens Corning. She's educating us about how we can make a statement with roof color using Owens Corning roof shingles. If you think of the front of your house like a face, then the roof is like hair. And roof color, like hair color, can drastically alter overall appearance and reflect your personal style. Let's take a listen to the final part of my interview with Sue Burkett of Owens Corning so she can tell us how roof color can make our homes uniquely personal.
I think I've said it before, but it's really just look, do some homework. Don't just take what somebody's presented to you. And just because you've had brown doesn't necessarily mean maybe you inherited it. That was the brown that was on the roof when you bought it, but you painted now the color a different house. So you don't have to just go with what you have, really look around. Try visualizers. Owens Corning's got that visualizer. Nothing is better than trying it on. You may suspect I want a green, but you just don't know. And you won't know until it's up. So go take a picture, try the visualizer, drive around. If you drive around and you see something that you like what it looks like or how it matches the exterior elements, when your contractor comes over, say, I want whatever's on that house over there at 123 Main Street, right? And they'll drive over there and they'll take a look at it and let you know, oh, well, that's easy. That's that manufacturer and color, right? So, do that because it is important to see a roof up on a house too. A roof color does change in different daylights. If you looked at a roof color setting sun, it's going to have an orange cast, a yellow cast, versus high noon, versus an overcast cloudy day, which is almost the best way to see a roof because it takes lighting out of the picture and it gives you just a nice even tone. There are no shadows. You can really see. But on a dark, rainy day, of course, it's wet. The colors are going to look different. So if you see a roof that you think you like, look at it in different colors too, different colors throughout the day.
Okay. Now let's talk about rules. Are there any rules for pairing shingle colors with the exterior paint colors?
In my world, or my view, we don't have any hard and fast rules. Now, I suppose if you went to, some design places, they would say, well, dark with light and dark on the bottom grounds the house and light and all rules like that. Our guidance is color is personal. Do what you like. Do your homework. Don't just pick brown because that's what you have and that's what somebody sitting in front of you says, ma'am, just pick brown, right? Mm-hmm. If you think you want green, then investigate. Go around the neighborhood, call a local distributor and say, I'm interested in Chateau Green. Do you have any jobs that I can drive by? And most of the time they'll give you some addresses. They'll say, sure, we delivered a job here, here, and here, and you can go look at it. Mm. So those are our rules, is do what you want, know that you have choices, take some time, and really do as much homework as you can before your contractor gets there, because once they get there, again, they're going to be about, all right, let's get this going. I got to get this scheduled. Let's get it signed. Let's give me a deposit. Let's get going. And if you don't want to be rushed at that point into a color choice, then you have to do some homework up front. So,
yeah. And what about regional considerations like climate or energy codes? Do those considerations influence popular shingle colors?
Sure, yeah. Like on the West Coast, there's a really big emphasis on cool colors. And cool colors really are solar reflective granules that bounce the the UV off the roof so it's not absorbed and then re-emitted back into the atmosphere. Those to date have been more lighter colors.
Okay.
Because as you can imagine, a dark granule is going to absorb the heat much more than a white granule will. So the roofs that are cool have tended to be a little bit on the cooler side. However, new technology has been coming, and there are now some darker colors that will not absorb the UV. Now, there is a premium to these shingles But in the scheme of things, it's really not that much. But so let's just say you were either mandated to take a cool color or you just want to for the environment. There are different color options that are available to you. But you know what? The same rules apply. Don't get talked into something. Do your homework. Make sure it's the color that you want. But in the area of cool shingles, know that, boy, there's some darker, richer colors that are now coming out that maybe were not available. Our line on the West Coast is called True Depth Duration Cool because it's part of the Cool series. And that's COOL, cool, just like you'd think it would be. So.
Well, you talked just a little bit you teased us a little bit about a shingle color of the year. So Owens Corning does have a shingle color of the year. Can you tell us what the inspiration is for that?
Most people companies or individuals who just sort of read the environment and say, boy, this is a light and bright and airy time, or this is, boy, turbulent times and just something more grounded. Picking the right color. We've done a lot of work with Lee Eisman, who's the executive director of the Pantone Fashion Institute, Color Institute. And she's instrumental in picking some colors for the new fashion years, plus they pick a fashion color of the year. And I love being around her and just, how do you pick it, Lee? And it really is a lot of factors that come into play. What's going on in the world? What's going on in the fashion industry, what's going on in interiors, because fashion tends to change quicker than maybe interior colors or say popular colors on cars or other things that have a slower turnover rate. And so you just factor all that in and you say, this shingle would be a good shingle for us. And so when we picked the Sedona Canyon color for the 2017 color of the year, it's a nice earthy color. And when I say Sedona Canyon in your head, that's exactly what what you imagine is what you see. There's a blue aspect, bluish purple, and then it's rich browns and some oranges and some golden tones. And together it's this really high, bold color roof. But it's grounded. And so as we were facing into elections and all this chaos and stuff going on, it just sort of was, this is a nice, grounded, bold shingle that can go with a lot of other colors. And so that's what led us to pick that shingle for the 2017 color of the year. Now, 2018 is coming up.
Yes.
And, we're in that process right now. And you're probably going to ask me, what is it? But I'm not going to tell you. But we are working on it right now. And we expect to announce that, launch it sometime in that October timeframe. That seems to be when most of the stuff that comes for the next year comes out. So we're actively working on it. We know what it is. We think everybody will love it once they see it. We don't design a new shingle every year and say, oh, what's the hot new color? And then let's make a shingle. We take the hot new colors and figure out which shingle line and color that we already have does this go with, because we have a wide breadth of lines and colors. I mean, there are a couple colors I would like them to add, and maybe at some point we will be able to do that. So, we don't want anybody to think that we're like fashion and every 6 months a roof color is going in and out of fashion. The beauty of our line is that it can ebb and flow with the other colors of the seasons as they come and go in and out of your life. And that's what you'll see on some of these style boards. The same shingle color can have multiple style boards that you can say, oh, it goes with yellow. Ooh, gray. Ooh, brown. Ooh, yeah, it goes with 3 different ones. So that's the beauty of shingles. So, but the 2018 shingle color of the year will be coming out soon.
Okay. Well, we will look forward to seeing that. But can you tell us, Sue, just because I don't want people, I've been online and I've seen some of your beautiful colors. I don't want people to think that, you have hot pink shingles or,
right.
Can you tell us a little bit about the types of colors and the range of colors that you all have?
Yes, we have browns and grays are very popular. And we have multiple shades of browns and grays in that line. So when I say, boy, don't get talked into a brown, if brown does go with the exterior of your house, pick brown. I just am using that as an example. But you may end up with what you had before, but maybe it's because it's what works with your house. But
yes.
We have shingle lines that go from a kind of a muted, soft blend. So let's say it's a green gray. Our estate gray is a green gray. And so it's got a certain blending of colorful granules, but it's done in a more blended, kind of muted way. So there are no hot pops of color.
Yes.
But our line, as you move up, then you can go into a true definition color platform where the colors just get turned up a little bit and they get laid down in greater intensity. So it's the same collection of colors, but they come in more concentration, which makes them pop off your roof a little bit more. And then we have a designer series introduces other colors. For example, we have a color called Summer Harvest. And so when you think about Summer Harvest, you think, okay, it's a basket. It's got some blueberries, some blackberries, some raspberries. Yes, and that's exactly, those are the colors that are in that shingle. Some gold, some black, some blue, and some like a reddish tone. And you would say, whoa, that is a lot of color. That kind of sounds like that's going to be a hot mess on the roof. But our blending technology, and we're pretty good at blending colors into a shingle. It isn't. It's gorgeous. The black gives it some depth. And then the golds and the reds and the blues are not totally saturated as blue, reds, and golds. They're kind of blended with some other colors. And so they just flow. There are high spots and low spots. And just the effect from the ground is just gorgeous. It is one of our most popular designer shingles. But when you talk about it and tell somebody red, blue, black, and gold, you would say, whoa, I don't know about that. But it's just totally different. So there is something for everybody. So we have grays, we have browns, we have, of course, blacks, we have different whites, we have gold, we have a terracotta. I mean, there are just kind of a wide range of colors. So.
Well, this has been so interesting and so informative. I know that the listeners have learned a lot because most of us, as I said, don't even realize that there are options other than what's kind of standardly used on other houses. So this has been great. Before we close, tell us what the biggest single piece of advice is that you have to leave with all our listeners.
Yes. And it's hard for me to boil that down to one, but I would just say, so I'll run it all together. Color is personal and there is a choice. So don't be talked into something. Don't live in a world of taupe if you don't want to live in a world of taupe.
Yes.
There are tools to help, but, make the choice that's right for you, whether that's bold or muted, whether you want to live in a gray tone palette or you don't. Go online, try on the roof, go drive down streets, get addresses from a distributor if you have a choice. I mean, Owens Corning even has some digital samples that are printed samples and they're life size that you can order from us. And all you do is pay shipping and handling. They're free. But if you say, boy, I don't know how to get a sample board, I don't want to call a guy in yet. I mean, go on our line or on our website and you can order some of those. Take advantage of all the tools that you can to make the right choice for you. Don't just accept status quo or what somebody else told you that you should have.
Great advice. That is sort of the model of this podcast in general. Find out for yourself, do your homework, do your research so that you can understand the options that are out there. I love that.
Yeah.
So finally, tell us one more time, Sue, where listeners can go to get inspired about color and their home's roof.
owenscorning.com/roofing/design and inspire. We also have some direct URLs, which is fashionshingles.com and shinglecoloroftheyear.com, which will take you right to those two spots. But owenscorning.com is the Owens Corning website, and you can go into the whole roofing website, the sub-website from there.
Well, great. You have been so informative and really inspirational. This is sort of an inspirational episode, I think. I'm looking forward to going online and using some of those tools. So thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, that's all I have for you this week. What I love about Owens Corning shingle colors is that they have dimension. In keeping with our hair analogy, their shingles aren't just flat, uninteresting colors. Instead, their shingles have depth, kind of like highlights or lowlights in hair color. Take a look at owenscorning.com for inspirational photos of their roof shingles and design tools that will let you test out different roof colors on photos of sample houses that they have on their site. Or you can upload your own photos and take a look at the roof shingles on those. Thank you for joining me this week. Special thanks to Sue Burkett for educating and inspiring us. I hope you come back next week for another episode of Build Your House Yourself University by BYHYU. Please remember that the purpose of this podcast is simply to educate and inform. It's not a substitute for professional advice. The information that you hear is based only on the opinions, research, and experiences of my guests and myself. That information might be incomplete, it's subject to change, and it may not apply to your project. In addition, building codes and requirements vary from region to region, so always consult a professional about specific recommendations for your home.